My name is Wadzi, and I'm a spoken word artist. I'm in love with the way the world works, and I love to articulate that in words.
With nature our matchmaker, and rhythm our inspiration, who could resolve the conflict in my heart and soul, of which fell in love with you first? The rhythm, rhyme in this song.
The things that I found hardest to express were the things that I found comfort in expressing artistically, because you'd have all this time to think about them and you'd try out so many different ways of saying them, practicing how you're going to say it to whoever you will say it to. And in that process, you really tap into the artistic space in your own mind. So that's how poetry was born for me.
This while my mind places a golden line around the words I'm falling for you. I realize I am so. Let me treat you to this studio effect, this effect where the fresh smell of virgin inks embrace the pure wood.
Someone just picked up work that I had written, and they felt that I should share this with the world because it was beautiful. And from then I've been on a journey where I've met different ideas, things that I hadn't originally thought about, but now I experience new ways of thinking, and I write about everything.
And if you were a stone and I were a tree, then I would kiss you and lay you by the riverside, surrounded by my roots, so you could brag to the waters as they swim past of the love I bear for you.
I don't know how to feel different from male poets, because I don't know how male poets feel. Okay. Okay. But as a female poet, I think of myself as a human poet rather than a female poet. And anything that I express is now up to whoever listens to me and chooses to see it as a woman speaking, as a human speaking, or as an activist. Whatever they see is really up to them, but I can only give my experience as a human.
See, music strikes me in a place where my heart and soul can never simplify to my mind. And this young man's passion for the fine texture of sound plays off a silent tune in my imagination. I am taken away by the charm in his eyes. He articulately crafts the mixture of the rhythm with intonations channeled to the heart of my ear canal.
I have poets that I admire, but I'm inspired more by music than I am by actual poetry. And well, music is a form of poetry because it's just poetry with rhythm. So I would say my biggest inspiration is actually musicians rather than poets.
You would be mine, and when nature wakes from this dream, I will be your reality and create illusions to tickle your eye like a magic show. I would watch you raise your eyebrows, and then, right then, I'll kiss you again.
I would like to work with Kwaz Root. He's a South African poet. I met him at Poetry Africa, and he had this amazing energy where the way he perceived things in the world was very intriguing to me, and it would really be a great experience to have more conversations with him. And I feel it would be inspiring on my part as a writer as well, because he opens up doors in my mind that I had not really opened up. Different forms of art have been a part of our heritage. Art is our expression. It's where we let everything out and we leave it there, and it stays there, and it comes with us to the next generation. So it's really an important part of us. I would like poetry to take me home to a place where I feel complete, to a place where I feel comfortable to put my feet up, to a place where no one is disturbed by who I am, and I equally can embrace what other people are. So that place can be right here, that place could be in a different country, but the place I speak of is a state of being rather than the location I am at. So poetry should be the driving force in my life.
When a woman is loved, words cannot handle the situation. They cannot reveal the simplicity of the complication. See, she becomes beyond meaningful definition, like an abstract work of art, and everything is too cliche to put your finger on it. On that day, poetry will not be enough. In fact, it will be unnecessary, for the very toes on her feet will scribble art pieces in her path.
One of the hardest things about performing, or the really challenging moment, is just before you start. When your name is called out, people are now expecting a performance. You walk onto the stage and everyone is looking at you.
Take photos.
And you need to impress everyone in the room, and you have sometimes 5,000 people, sometimes you have 200 people, sometimes it's just 50 people, but you need to cater for each and every one of those people, and they're all looking at you. That is a difficult moment. So when you go through the poem and when you recite and you go down through everything and you reach the very end of that poem and you go quiet and you say thank you, and then people applaud.
Thank you.
That applause is where you now breathe out and you say, you know, because it now takes off that burden that you had in the beginning where you needed to impress, and now everyone has clapped, so you feel like your work is done. That's my payday. That's, you know, that's it for me right there.
Our connection is similar to politics, hand replaying history's phonetics. See, you and I are nature's design.
Live life and love, because that is the greatest poetry. Anything that I have written has come out of just looking at how people live lives. And it's amazing because a lot of people don't realize that they are poetry in themselves as they live, the way they articulate themselves, the way they choose what they like, the way they speak. Everything about our existence is poetic. So I would say live life and love.